Hello, lovelies! So, we have a week left in January, and I am so excited about picking next month's TBR that I'm just going to do it now. And I actually think, so I haven't finished my January TBR yet, but I do think that it went really well with the little wheels. So I am going to be doing that again. I'm going to be spinning the wheels, first shelf 10 times, then book 10 times, and then I will see which books fate has picked for me for February. While I do this, I'm just going to be chatting a little bit about where I'm at with my January TBR and just how things have been going. And I am really excited for it. Okay, so let's chat. I had 10 books on my January TBR. Now, I am technically nowhere close to actually finishing that, but I have made progress, which is amazing. So I'm currently actually reading 3 books, which is how I know that I am definitely out of the reading slump, because I'm actively reading them. Well, one of them not necessarily as much, but the other two I am. I also know that I'm out of the reading slump because one of the books that I'm currently reading is Blade Breaker, Realm Breaker. Realm Breaker is the first, Blade Breaker I think is the second. Anyway, and I am enjoying it. Last time I tried it was right when I was starting to slump, or I felt like I might start slumping, I think is actually the better description for it. And I was like so overwhelmed by it. But now I'm like actually excited about it. I want to read it, which is amazing. I also literally read one book in a day. I was mostly listening to the audiobook, but I was like, oh my god, this hasn't happened in forever. And it was a German book. That just like shows me that I'm good. So, given that I'm currently reading 3, I also still have 3 to go, but 2 of those I know that I will be technically able to read within a day each, maybe even both in a day, depending on the day itself. But that's just amazing progress to me, and I'm really happy about it. Oh, only 2 more shelves. Okay. So that's the progress, and I'm really happy with it. I did have a couple of days where I didn't really read that much, but I was like super into like continuing writing the fic that I'm writing, which honestly, if I maybe will be able to start posting that towards the middle of the year, I would be so happy. But I'm not setting myself a date for that because I don't want to pressure myself too much? So, anyway, I am now going to go to the book one because that was quick. And I am doing 10 books again because I think that was actually a really great number. Like, again, I still have a week and I technically need to read 6 books, 3 of which I've started, 3 of which I just need to read completely. One of which is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge because it is Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. And if I always feel like Olivia Blake books are not necessarily books you can binge in a way that you just sit down and then read the whole thing. At least that hasn't happened to me yet. Maybe yeah, no, I don't think it did. So it's just, so it'll take a couple of days. Same with Realm Breaker. Blade Breaker? Dang it, I do not know which the one is that I'm reading right now. Anyway. So those 2 are going to be a little bit challenging. Another one is one of the German ones, which I'm actually enjoying so much. I just love it. it's one of those books where I knew I would probably like it, especially because it has to do with the Sabbath, so from the Wheel of the Year, which is something that I have gotten really interested in. I find it so intriguing, and I'm researching it for my fanfiction. So having that to read as well is so much fun. And I now have all of the books. Wow. That went really quick, and I was just chatting, and I love that. So anyway, basically, I'm doing really great in January so far with the reading and everything, and that is really exciting for me. I have definitely DNF'd a few books, but honestly, I'm happy with that. We know I like DNFing when I can. So, this is the list. I don't know if you can actually see it. So I am going to go count, and then I will show you what I got for February. I'm so excited. I also wanted to do this because I wanted to see if I can maybe read more than those 6 books within the next week. Difficult, but I want to try. Why do I feel like I'm missing a book? Oh no, never mind, they're up there. Okay, let's go book hunting. Okay, so I am going to show you the ones that I got. I did veto one because it was on a shelf where there are only 2 unread books, and for one of them, I am so not in the mood for that book. And for the other one, I first need to read 3 other books first, 2 of which are rereads, and one is the first book in the duology, but I do not own the first book because it was cancelled when I ordered them, and it was really annoying. So I vetoed that, and I am going to do a free pick instead. But what fate has picked for me so far is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Last Hours trilogy. I had wanted to read Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness first, but I own these. I do not own the other ones yet. And I was like, you know what? I don't actually know where or when exactly, but I saw something about these books the other day, and I was like, you know what? I really want to read these now. So fate picked well. Then fate has decided he wants to kill me and gave me Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And this is one of those classics that I feel like I really need to read, but I am terrified of because it is way too big. So we'll see what happens. Then I've got Daughter of Red Winter by Ed MacDonald, and it is the first, I think, in a trilogy as well. And don't actually ask me what it is about because I cannot tell you. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Then Night of Flames by A.K. Faulkner, which is book 2 of Inheritance, and I had wanted to read this series last year, and then I just never really got around to it. I reread book 1, and I think it's like fresh enough in my mind that I can read book 2 without having trouble, because I still remember most of what was happening in book 1, so I can read this without a problem. And I think it's gonna be good. I've been wanting to read this. I've had this for a good chunk of time now, so I really need to read these. I also think that book 10 is out by now, and I still haven't read book 2 through 9, so I need to get going. Then Pandora by Susan Stokes Chapman, and I'm really excited about this one. Now, I did say in my January TBR video that I was probably going to go to Greece. In February, I have moved that to May because I do want better weather when I go there. So moving that to May, I might go to France for a few days in February to visit a friend who's doing her semester abroad there, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, another Greek mythology retelling, which honestly I still got a few. So this might be a common theme. Like that each TBR is gonna have like one of these in there. Then I've got Saculum by Ursula Poznansky, which is a German. Oh, we have so little German books. Oh, we only have one German book actually, which is this one. And I am quite a big fan of Ursula Poznansky. The book that I binged in a day was the first in a trilogy by her, and I'm excited to read this one. No clue what it is about. Is this more fantasy? Is this a fantasy thriller or something? Okay, this is actually really cool. Apparently it's got something to do with time travel. And then apparently Fate really wants me to read my Olivier Blake books. So it picked A Masters of Death, which is the last one that I own. And that will also mean that if I do actually manage to read Gifted and Talented this month, which is the plan, I am doing that. After that, and that shelf is gonna get off the wheel, because then I will have read every single book on that shelf. My goodness, I'm proud. I have to admit I fibbed a little bit with this one, because I didn't really... Another thing... There are 4 books on there, 2 of which I was willing to read, and so I just did the numbers in between those, because the other ones are the Nico D'Angelo adventures, and I want to read them a little later in the year. That's on me, but... So this is the Iron Crown by L.L. McRae. It's book 1 in Dragon Spirits, and we will see what happens. Oh, right, I got a sticker with this. Got this in 2023, and I'm just gonna try it, because that's what life is all about. And then the last book I got, I'm gonna get my free pick in a minute, is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and I don't know how many times this may have already been on my TBR, to be honest. Probably a few times. So this time it's actually gonna be read, because I need to read all of them anyway. Okay, now I need to choose a book that I want to put on there that is not gonna, like, absolutely, like, decimate me in terms of... I don't know, should I choose a German book? I feel like maybe I should choose a German book, but then again, nah, I can read 2 German books in a month. You know what? I actually know which one I'm going to choose, because it's the second book in the duology that I just started. And it is Der Schattenprinz, Crimson Sky by Kira Licht. It's got these beautiful sprayed edges, and this is the one where like Samhain and Yule, and the first one here is Imbolc, so I am going to have to start reading this on the 1st, because Imbolc is on the 1st, right? Am I messing up the names and dates? I don't want to. Yes, it is, because I'm preparing for that right now. Anyway, really excited, and I am guessing that we will, because we have Samhain and Yule in the first book. technically there are 8 Sabbaths, but like 4 sort of ones that are more well known. Oh, and Astara is then another one that's in here. So we've got, oh no, wait, is she doing all 8? And Beltane, I love this already. I now want to freaking DM her and be like, I love you, thank you. I've I'm slightly obsessed with the Wheel of the Year at the moment, so this is just perfection, and I'm so excited. Also, just the first one already is so much fun, so I'm so excited. And those are the 10 books that I will be reading in February as picked by Faith, and then anything extra, whether it's a DNF or an actual read, will happen in February. Whenever I might have time for that. I feel like I got a lot of the same shelves as last time, which is kind of weird, but also great because it means that I'm gonna have to like cross those off soon. Although that will mean that by the end of the year there's only a handful of shelves that will be left which have like the most unread books on there. I also feel like I should write the shelf numbers onto the shelves because every time I need to like count, and that's kind of annoying. Anyway, this is my February TBR. Let me see if I can actually pick this one up because it's a lot and it is heavy. Oof. Also, lots of like different sizes in terms of books because there's no standardization. What a word. Oh my god. Oh, you know, I can feel the joy of reading being back, and that just makes me so happy. It's making me tear up, actually. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up and maybe subscribing. Also, let me know if you have any plans in terms of your reading for February. Is there a book you really want to finish or you really want to finally get to? Let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!